Cozair for Kids is Kentucky's largest, most comprehensive children's nonprofit. Cozair for Kids has a long-standing relationship with the University of Louisville and Shriners Children's and is proud to provide this experience before each Louisville Cardinals game, accompanying Cozair kid Evie are her mom, Bryn, and her dad, Greg. Welcome, Evie. Nice job.
From Arlington, Texas, it is the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. Game 2 of our triple-header is coming up in a matchup featuring two teams that haven't faced each other in 28 years as the Nebraska Cornhuskers take on the 15th-ranked Louisville Cardinals. Good afternoon and welcome to Globe Life Field. Alongside Ty Harrington, I'm Brant Freeman. Nebraska out to a 3-1 start this season. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, a bit of a surprising start to their year. Dropped the first 2 games against Michigan State, but bouncing back, winning the next 2.
Yeah, and look, when you a team and a program with the expectations coming out of Omaha, moving forward in the next year, and you lose your first 2 games unexpectedly, that next game is a huge game for you. And now they've caught up 2-2, scoring 32 runs now over the last couple of games. So you're starting to see the Louisville team that has the expectations everybody put in front of them.
Well, let's talk about the Cardinals offense. Now we look at the Nebraska lineup presented by Amegy Bank. Here's the order today for Will Bolt. You look at the top third of the order: Mac Moyer, Jet Buck, and Case Anderson, followed by Joshua Overbeek, who Coach Bolton has called an alpha male. Then Dylan Carey, Cole Kitchens, Will Jeske, Max Butenbach, and Jeter Worthley. The order today for the Cornhuskers. And all about today for the Louisville Cardinals, playing in Arlington for a second straight year. This is Ethan Eberle. And you look at his numbers last Friday against Michigan State: 6 strikeouts, but was unable to get out of the 5th inning.
Well, I mean, look, at this time of year with 6 punch outs, you get to the 4th, and you're headed down that home stretch where you think you're going to get or qualify for a decision on the above and possible win. But the 6 punch outs over 4 innings shows you the kind of stuff that he does have.
6'5", 220-pound left-hander has his defense behind him. Griffin Crane, Lucas Moore, the talented center fielder, and Ben Slanker in right. Good infield defense, too, for the Cards. Byron Hott at third. Alex Salasea, the shortstop. Kate Elam at second. Tate Davis is at first. And Jimmy Nugent behind the plate today for the Louisville Cardinals. Coming off their 6th College World Series appearance and their 5th since 2013. Nebraska get out to a 3-1 start, opened up their season last Friday with a run rule victory over UConn, and wins over Northeastern and Grand Canyon at the MLB Desert Invitational, but then dropped the finale of that tournament against Stanford. Off we go from Arlington. The first pitch outside of Mac Moyer. Seventh all-time meeting between these programs, but again, the last time they linked up, 1998.
That just fascinates me that 2 top programs like this that are regional type teams, both been to Omaha. You think along the way, particularly now with all these college tournaments, that they would have played somewhere, in the last 30 years.
And quickly the count, 3-0 here to Moyer. And he's on in 4 pitches. And the leadoff man is on for Nebraska.
Get a chance to look at that. Ball's a good 6 inches off the plate. And obviously that's not the way you want to start if you ever lead on 4 straight pitches. And the misses were fairly sizable.
And now it's Jet Buck. Another miss here from Eberle. 5 pitches all out of the zone. Buck, a Division II transfer from Washburn, second-team All-American last year before making his way to Lincoln. That's in there for a strike on the changeup.
I know it says it was a changeup on the board. We get a chance to see that. I think that's an 88-mile BP fastball. Let's get it over, get it over the plate, nice and easy. Assumed he was taken all the way.
A swing and a miss, and now a positive count here for Eberle. One and two. That ball shot to left at a base hit for Buck. And the first two are on for Nebraska here in the first.
But he does a good job of, when he fell behind in the count, 1-2. Okay, get another look at this. I thought it looked like a fastball in. Get a good look at Buck sliding his hands inside that ball. The ball's on that side of the plate to those right-handed hitters. It's a great spot to try to get the ball on the ground and get it through the infield.
Now it's Case Anderson here for Nebraska as we hit the heart of the order for the Cornhuskers. And the first pitch right down the middle for a strike. Look at Nebraska winning his first 3 games of the year. That was a first for the Cornhuskers since 2005. And it was this part of the order that hit really well when talking to Will Bolt opening weekend. Batters 2 through 6 had a great start to their season. You look at this last pitch from Eberle Ty, and that slider caught a lot of the plate.
Yeah, it sure did, but it moved a long distance to get to the middle part of the plate. It's a big breaker.
Lays off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Josh Overbeek awaits on deck for Nebraska. 2 on and nobody outs. That ball hit towards center. Moore has got it for the first out. And Moyer will go back to second.
Goes back to the slider, which is hard to barrel up something that's covering so much distance. I mean, this breaker, once it gets into the dirt area, Brand, it covers a lot of ground. At 79, 80 miles an hour. Gets Sanderson out in front just ever so slightly, but I thought originally the ball was going to be deep enough in the center field to advance the runner from second to third.
Well, now it's Overbeek at the plate as Eberle checks over at Moyer at second base. Overbeek, very talented senior out of Cincinnati. And Nugent able to smother that one to the dirt to keep the runners at their bases.
Eberle's got a 3/4 arm slot. For a guy that's this tall historically, you'll see those guys be more high-rise, hand-angle pitchers. But because of that 3/4 arm actions you see right there, you'll see that right to left movement on it. A little bit of sink coming out of his hand to try to create some ground ball action out of it.
A productive first weekend for Overbeek as you look back at this last pitch. Yeah, off the plate.
Yeah, that hand's about shoulder level, maybe just a little bit above it.
Ripped foul. Overbeek opening weekend drove in 7, hit 4 doubles at the Desert Invitational.
That guy's got a lot of at bats. He stuck his spikes in that dirt between those white lines many times. And when you can do that, the moment rarely fools you or gets by you.
That ball sails to the center. But Moore charging in, and Moyer will stay at second.
Had he recognized it sooner? Maybe. He goes to third base, inside move. The runner gets in between the ball and the defender, but I think he was just a little too late recognizing it.
2 balls and a strike to Overbeek. On the ground to the right side. Not hit all that strong. But the throws in time. A productive out will move the runners to second to third. And that'll bring up Dylan Carey.
Well, the idea that that ball wasn't hit hard made it a challenge because the second baseman, Elam, was up the middle. And he had to go a long ways on a ball that was squibbed off the end of the bat to get to it, to make it barely get him at first base.
2-on-2 out for Carey, senior out of Castle Rock, Colorado. First pitch swinging. Fly ball to right. Slanker is in. The Huskers threaten but do not score. Eberle settles in after allowing the first two to reach. We go to the bottom of the first. The Cardinals batting for the first time here at Globe Life Field.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up here again, looking all delicious with your fresh all-beef patties, melty cheeses, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch. When I want you, you're nowhere to be found. And now you're back? Aw, get in here. We just missed you, that's all. The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back and harder to resist than ever. Download the app. What a burger!
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here, we collaborate. Here, you grow.
At Globe Life, we have policies for almost everybody.
Welders?
Yes.
Farmers?
Yes.
Rodeo clowns?
No, we don't cover rodeo clowns.
Construction workers?
Yes.
Electricians?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Not rodeo clowns.
Factory workers?
Yes.
Chefs?
Yes.
Birthday clowns?
Yes.
Ah, come on!
Globe Life Insurance. Affordable coverage for almost everyone.
And here is the lineup today for head coach Dan McDonald, presented by Amegy Bank. Alex Alicea at the top, followed by Lucas Moore. Boy, you talk about tremendous table setters. The top of your order, Alicea and Moore are it. Katie Lamasso, very talented in the 3 spot for the Cardinals. Middle third of the order, Davis, Heisel, and Nugent. In the bottom third, routed out by Slanker, Hott, and Crane. And facing this lineup today is Ty Horn for Nebraska, the right-hander out of Halstead, Kansas. His numbers last week against UConn. Struck out 6 in more than 4 innings. And a win for Nebraska as the first pitch is high to Alicea.
Brand, it's going to be a nice fastball. I mean, it's 92 to 95. Some great life to it. Has the ability to go to the top of the strike zone or top of the triangle area of the strike zone, elevate the four-seamer to get people to chase as well. He's going to follow it up with a slider and a change.
Their first strike, count evens 2-2.
And by the way, a cutter at 85.
Alicea can be a menace on the base paths if he reaches 34 stolen bases a year ago. A lot of speed at the top of the order for Louisville. And that'll run the count full. Talk to Coach McDonald. He'll also tell you that Alicea, one of the top defensive players in the country, and here smacks a base hit up the middle. And Alicea is on to start the Cardinal first.
When they go to a 3-2 cutter, it's elevated. For a guy who is this good a hitter and qualified as a hitter, you elevate something like that, he's going to have a really good chance. You can see it up there, right at the number chest area. It was a good job of getting barrel even to the baseball and driving it out to center field.
Runner on, and nobody out for Lucas Moore. Second team All-American last year. Hit .341 for the Cardinals. 8 hits shy of 100 last season. And behind of the count 0-2.
I'll tell you one thing Nebraska does, and it is their pitching coach's philosophy. Rob Childress, when and has been a part of this Nebraska program for a long time, dating way back when Childress was an assistant under Dave Van Hort. They catch the baseball, they're on the rubber, ready to go. There's no walking around, milling around.
It's at foul. Kind of remains 0-2 here to Moore, and like Alicea, a ton of speed. With the two of them combined for nearly 100 stolen bases last year. Moore was caught once in 54 attempts.
You know, just the physical side of that, of what that represents, being able to get a plus 90 feet, but what it also represents to the pitcher and the defenders having to defend it, but the pitcher having to speed up his delivery.
On the ground and through the right side for hits. Alicea around second, on his way to third. Throw is cut off. Runners on the corners and nobody out.
Well, you wanted to see what it was like to have speed without stealing. This ball gets between the first baseman and the second baseman, just gets rolled through there, and Alicea was never looked back. Puts his head down, and I mean, he gets busy. And look at him. He had to jump over the baseball. And once he did, looked at it and goes, I'm gone.
On his way to third, brings up Katie Elam. And looks at a strike at a fastball from Horn. And again, the runner first, Moore, was the first Power 4 player to steal more than 50 bases since Trey Turner in 2012. Or in 2012. This has popped up in the shallow center. Alicea bluffs coming home, and that's good for the first out.
Well, I mean, if you're Nebraska and you're trying to find a way outside of a strikeout to calm it down, particularly with runners on first and third, it's a pop fly in the infield to get an out, an easy out. And now, I mean, depending on what they decide to do, Louisville, meaning if they decide to run, you have an opportunity possibly to turn a double play to get out of it.
Now it's Tate Davis for Louisville. Big swing and a miss. A couple of doubles and a homer through the first 4 games of the year for the Cardinals. And Moore takes off for second. Here's a throw. Not in time.
You know, he had a good jump, not a great jump. But you talking about picking them up, putting them down. Because he had a good pitch to throw on, right on the bag. Just showing you the speed.
And Davis there unable to check his swing. Runs the count to 1-2.
I've only had a chance to watch Moore run a couple times, and that was impressive.
That ball down the line. It is a foul ball.
Well, let's get another gander at it and see what happened here, because I know Louisville bench went nuts thinking it was fair. Oh, man, I don't know. Better him than me trying to make that call, even from here with slow motion. You know, it's a challenged angle up here for us to see from that angle. You would almost have, Brent, have to have the camera right behind home plate, angled straight out towards right field.
You saw the expression for the Louisville dugout. Everybody in there thought that was a hit. Call made by Chris Koski at first. Got him looking on a fastball to 94.
You're talking about a turn of events over one pitch. Pulls that ball foul, could have been a double. And I mean, he throws a four-seam 94-mile-an-hour fastball underneath him. And I think that's what fooled him the most. He was looking at something off speed, away from him. He just ducks that fastball right underneath him.
Here's Jax Heisel up the plate down for Louisville. Alicea at third, Moore at second. Heisel, a transfer from Parkland College, first year at Louisville, fouls off the first offering. It's 0-1.
If you're Nebraska right now, Brent, you're thinking, hey, we're one pitch away from getting out of what looked like was going to be a 1, maybe even a 2-run inning or more. Now you're down to 1 strike, being able to get out of it.
Horn trying to wriggle off the hook. And the pitch, a swing and a miss. Got him at 94. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ty Horn, and he's out of the jam of the first. The Cardinals threaten, but can't bring anybody home. Alisea, Moore, staying put on the bases. We go to the second. Cardinals, Cornhuskers, tied at 0.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses World Tour 2026. One night. Globe Life Field, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
We've seen touchdowns, and we've seen home runs, but Arlington has never seen speed like this. A stampede of drivers who fear nothing and no one. Crowds that match the volume of 700 horsepower. A spectacle built between 2 of the most iconic stadiums on earth.
How cool.
This ain't our first rodeo, but it might be our fastest.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
We go to the second inning. Nebraska, Louisville scoreless as the Cornhuskers come up to bat. We're now joined by Cardinals head coach Dan McDonald. And coach, a big part of our conversation and our coverage today has been player development. Just how much has that been a factor in your program and its success?
Well, we've been blessed. We've recruited a lot of good players, and with Coach Williams, Coach Snyder, Coach Vrabel, we've been able to help them get better. And obviously, they gotta buy in and they gotta trust us, and they work extremely hard. So it's a two-way street.
Coach, if you're talking about the expectations that you guys and you have created in this program now, right? I mean, and it's been a years of regionals, super regionals, College World Series, and then you get beginning preseason rankings and you're ranked in the top 10. You lose your first 2, and then you guys come roaring back. Tell us what that tells a little bit about your program too, and the people and the mentality, does it not?
Well, I think it starts with recruiting and what's your message and what are you about. So the kids that are coming here, they want to do great things. We want to do it in the classroom. We want to do it in the community. Obviously, there's the player development. They want to do it, get ready for pro ball, and chase their dream of being a big leaguer. But you come here to try to win an ACC championship, to try to go to Omaha and to win a national championship. So, that's part of the message in recruiting. That's why they come to Louisville. But you don't win the national championship opening weekend. This is a marathon.
One last from me. You've got staff members that have been with you almost 20-something years. That's continuity spelled in big letters.
It's a blessing, no doubt. Roger Williams and I and Coach Mundorf, we've been here for 20 years. And Coach Snyder and Coach Vrabel, my coaches on the bases, they've been here now year 12. So, I mean, it's a special place. It's a special city. It's a special university, and when you're in the ACC and you have the great academic reputation, I mean, it's a neat place to be. So I call it the middle of the country. I don't know. We're in the South, but we're close to the Midwest, and me being a Northeast guy, we got to have a little flavor of the Northeast.
Hey, Coach, your starter, Ethan Eberle's now retired 4 in a row. How much faith do you have in your Friday starter today?
Well, I think it's like both guys, you know, the reason they throw on Friday is because they can pitch out of jams, you know, and both guys pitched out of jams early there. And so, yeah, Ethan's a competitor. What a great freshman year he had for the second half and into the postseason, and you feel like he's going to give you a chance. Now, you got to make some plays behind him, and you got to get some timely hits. So we like our opportunity with him out there.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the game.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
And right as we were talking with Coach McDonald, Jeske able to reach, scored as a double. The Cornhuskers have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. That'll bring the 8-hole hitter up in Max Butenbach. Looks at a slider outside for ball 1.
That's a nice hustle play by Jeske because it looked like it was going to be caught. A lot of runners would have almost surrendered their effort moving forward at a hustle pace, but he didn't. Then off the edge of the glove over towards the right fielder and was able to advance to second base out of sheer speed and hustle.
Again, this is the second year in a row the Cardinals will have been to Arlington. Played opening weekend here a year ago, had a memorable first game, won an extra innings against Texas to open things up last year. We talked to Coach McDonald about it earlier in the week. Just how honored he is for his program to be here, representing the university, the city of Louisville, Kentucky, and the conference, the ACC. One of 2 ACC teams here as you look at that slider that just missed. But did make an emphasis to say this is a business trip for the Cardinals.
Well, it's business for them, all right. I mean, game day for all these teams is business, right? And I understand what you're trying to say and what he's trying to say. I mean, you come in here and play, we've already described it in game 1 if you're watching. If not, I mean, these are regional, super regional type settings, team-wise too, along with the facilities and everything. But look, he humbly, and I say that I've known Dan for a really long time and followed his career. He's built this program to be really special, and you know the expectations that go with it now were based off he and his players and what they've been able to accomplish and what they've built. I mean, again, if you said, you know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, Louisville's going to be one of those teams that's in a super regional and competing in Omaha for national championships, I think most people looked at you and said, hey, no, aren't they a basketball school? And that would have been the response. It's not that way now. But they play for national titles now. Haven't won one, but they play for national titles now.
2-2 to Butenbach.
Both these pitchers now, we've only thrown, one of them's only thrown an inning and a third. And Everly, but they've had to make some intense pitches.
This pitch, this is high, fills the count here to Butenbach. Jeter Worley waits on deck. Bottom part of the order looking to produce here for the Cornhuskers. Here's the payoff, and Butenbach will take his base. Second walk given up by Everly. And once again, Nebraska has 2 on.
Yeah, not able to execute. Just off the edge of the plate, and it was off the plate at 89 miles an hour. But the thing you got to remember about Everly, he can induce ground balls with his arm action and his off speed and the way his ball reacts going right to left fastball, breaker going the opposite direction obviously and cover more ground, and a changeup. He can get a ground ball and get double plays and get out of jams.
And Worthy looks at a ball outside. freshman player from Lincoln. Went to Lincoln East High School. He started his Husker career 2 for 13 this far. It's another miss from Eberle. Last 4, but out of the zone. A take all the way and a big miss by Eberle. And that'll load the bases for the top of the order.
You don't see misses that big. I mean, from a guy this good and accomplished. Tells you a little bit about maybe being out of rhythm. And when you miss Brent high like that wide, you're underneath the baseball a little bit. Even though he's got a low 3/4 arm action, you got to be conscious of still pronating through the ball and getting it to go down or sink a little bit. When you're not, those big misses, you get underneath it. And I thought this might warrant a visit from the dugout. Again, they're just going to come out and try to talk to him about what he might be doing. Nobody's up in the bullpen.
This is Roger Williams, the pitching coach, who's been Dan McDonald's pitching coach since he stepped on campus in Louisville. It is 20th season. It's how you reference the continuity within the coaching staff. Eric Snyder, it is 12th year with the Cardinals. Adam Vrabel in his 12th, and the director of ops, Brian Mundorf, in his 31st season with his Cardinal program.
It's nuts, right?
Mac Moyer's been an on-base machine to start the year. Walked against Eberle to start the game. He's 5 for 7 at the plate this season with 3 walks. A swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 0-1. That ball shot to left, and what a play by Hott. Throws to first, and that is a double play by Hott. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow, what a play. What a way to get out of a jam. Oh my gosh, a left-left matchup. He hits the ball hard the other way. Hard on the corner players because you recognize it late in the swing, Brent. What a play. What a presence. To field it, to get a look at it, dive to his right, step on the bag, throw all in one motion. Doesn't reset his feet. Double play out of the inning. A lot of different ways to do it.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
The biggest weekend in rodeo is coming to Arlington, Texas. The American Rodeo Championship Weekend returns May 22nd and 23rd at Globe Life Field with special live performances from 2-time Grammy-nominated Midland on Friday and country superstar Chris Young on Saturday. This is rodeo at its finest, and the only place to experience it is Globe Life Field. Don't wait. Tickets are on sale now at AmericanRodeo.com.
Winter, the only season you can't see a go-ahead home run.
That one is gone!
Can't witness a filthy strikeout.
Holy moly!
Can't even experience a walk-off.
That ball is history!
And you're reminded there really are only 2 seasons, winter and baseball.
How about that?
So how do you win your winter? You get ready for baseball. Single game tickets now on sale, all for Texas.
Here on FloCollege, a lot of coverage for you of major baseball and softball tournaments happening right now. The Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, one of the top softball tournaments in the country, available here on FloCollege, as is the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. Not only this weekend, but next as well. Also had the Shriners Children's College Showdown for you last week. So a lot happening here on FloCollege as this inning starts with a hit batter, Jimmy Nugent. The Cardinal catcher hit by Ty Horn. Cardinals batting here at the bottom of the inning after a dynamite defensive play made by Byram Hott at third. Nebraska was threatening, bases loaded. Their top hitter up at the plates in Mac Moyer. But Hott gets the Cardinals out of the jam. A ball and 2 strikes here to Ben Slanker. And Slanker with some power towards the bottom of the Louisville lineup. 5 for 10 to start the year with a couple of home runs.
Well, I haven't gotten past the last play yet. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm scratching in my book right now, but then going back and have watched multiple replays of it and just recognizing, number one, the physical play of it first. And then you're taught, if you're taught right as an infielder, when you step on the bag at third base to throw to first base on a double play, you put your right foot on the bag and you have to have the ball out of your glove ready to throw, or you're not going to get the guy from going to home to first unless he's incredibly slow. And he did all of that, having the presence of mind to do it after he dove for a ball. And under the circumstances, it was going to be an RBI situation. So it was just a tremendous play all the way around.
Horn keeping close tabs on Nugent. Over at first base, 2-2 to Slanker. And that's up the middle, could be a double play ball. And the throw bounces away from Sanderson. Dylan Carey rushed the throw. And the only out is at second base.
This is just decelerating your throw. Does a great job getting his hands out front, foot on the bag, and just decelerated the throw. Trying to be maybe a little too perfect with it instead of just letting it rip. You know, and when you let off on it, it has that little sink to it. Makes it hard on the first baseman to pick it. That's one of those plays when you play good teams. Those are the types of mistakes you can't afford to make on a regular basis. Eventually, one of those is going to come back and get to you.
Now the batter, Byram Hott, who again had that great play to end the top of the inning. Count 0-2 here in the fastball from Horn at 93. That ball hit to second, back to first, double play there. Jet Buck fields and fires to Sanderson, and the Cornhuskers get their twin killer.
Well, this ball is smashed right at the second baseman. Line drive. You're taught as a runner to freeze. He didn't, and he caught that ball at line drive almost like he was turning a double play on a 6-4-3, but instead it was a 4-3.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Forrest Frank, the Jesus Generation Tour. Live in a 360 in the round experience. With special guests Tori Kelly, Corey Asbury, plus the Figs. On sale now at forrestfrank.com. Don't miss the Jesus Generation Tour with Forrest Frank. Jesus is coming down. Produced by TPR.
The Nolan Ryan bobblehead on display. A large bobblehead on display here at Globe Life Field, and for good reason. One of the great pitchers of all time. Long-time MLB career, ending here in Arlington with the Texas Rangers. Nebraska, Louisville in a scoreless game. Heading into the third inning. Brant Freeman alongside Ty Harrington. Both teams turning in big-time defensive plays to end the seconds as we go to the third with no score.
Two different ways, a lot of different ways to earn double plays, and we've seen two of them back-to-back. Really good defensive plays, and you know what's interesting is both balls, if they're 3 feet any other direction, are base hits. And instead, they're double plays.
Game of inches. 3-0 to Jet Buck. Now, Nolan Ryan, the all-time career strikeout leader in Major League Baseball, more than 5,700. And second place is Randy Johnson, and he's nearly 1,000 behind. And there for a strike, 3-1. The active leader in Major League Baseball in strikeouts is Justin Verlander, and he's 2,200 behind Ryan. Popped up into center, and Moore has it for the first out.
Well, being really good at something and then doing longevity, a chance to cut you away from a lot of other people, right? I mean, that's a lot. That's a significant difference.
He pitched in 4 different decades, Nolan Ryan.
That doesn't make sense. I know it does. I've met him. I've been around him. Unreal family too, by the way. And I'm lucky in my life that I've spent time with him. But that doesn't make sense.
The 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah, that just doesn't. It makes sense because of how good he is. That's not what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense when you try to comprehend that many decades and think you're having a baseball career. You're thinking you got one, 1.5 maybe.
There's a strike to Sanderson. Nothing in 2.
And I know you're saying because he was on the first year was a 69. Is that 69?
His career began with the Mets in '66.
66? I thought it was 60. Oh no,
his only World Series title was with the Mets in '69.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's right.
The amazing Mets of that year. Swing and a miss. Got him on 3 pitches. First strikeout for Eberle, and 2 down to the third. Three different franchises have retired his number. Look back at the strikeout here, where I would appreciate that breaker from Eberle. The Angels retiring his number 30 when he played for them, and the number 34 retired by Houston and by these Rangers. Up beyond the cheap seats in left as Overby connects to the base hit off the glove of Alicea to extend the inning for Nebraska.
Now this ball was hit well. He gets to the top of it, drives it through the infield. Trying to get another look at it. Big doing a good job of getting down in his base. Ball a little bit lower than normal height of the strike zone. You got to be able to be flexible in your lower half to get to it. Does a good job of getting the barrel to it, putting a good swing on it.
Now Dylan Carey. Only 3 players in big league history have ever had their jersey retired by more than one team. Nolan Ryan, Jackie Robinson retired by all the Major League Baseball is 42, and Frank Robinson, that's it.
Here he is, number 34.
And there you see Jackie's number at the backstop.
I think that is so cool.
No balls, 2 strikes to Carey.
It's cool, and also think it's, oh, there you go, the Huskers in the back of their hat too. As you're looking on. I think anything that you can do to recognize and keep the history of something important, noticeable, and in front of people where they maybe need to either recognize it or ask the person next to them, hey, what does that mean? Even though they may know but didn't know they understood what it was. But good snap-off move too by Eberle right there. Speaking of Nolan Ryan, too, we had Robin Ventura here last weekend. A lot of people about when he charged the mound. And
that ball drilled to left and a base hit for Carey. Back-to-back 2-out hits for Nebraska. And the inning will extend to Cole Kitchens.
It's a breaker that comes back around just enough, started away, comes back. That's one of those deals as a hitter. You're looking away from you, looking for something middle away, a fastball or something, and it keeps coming to you, and you're able to get the barrel to it, and you're able to pull it over to the left side. And that's 2 really good back-to-back swings on breakers for Nebraska.
At the bottom of this inning, we'll visit with Cornhuskers head coach Will Bolt. What a job he's done for his alma mater. 2021, his first full season with Nebraska. Won a Big Ten regular season championship, and they've won the Big Ten tournament each of the past 2 years. And their first strike. And nothing at 2 to Kitchens. That pitch to the left side of the infield by Alicea. In the left, Overbeek will score. 1-0 Nebraska.
Very similar to Overbeek's ball, just out of the reach of Alicea as he was diving for the ball. We get another look at it again. I think it was a secondary pitch, and he just gets to it. They were in pull side coverage, thinking it was going to be breaker changeup. Your shortstop's got to be shaded pull side. He does a good job of getting that ball back through the middle. Now you go single, single, single with 2 outs. You come up with a first run.
Now Will Jeske, who doubled off of Eberle, back in the second. Looks to be a little bit of stirring in the Cardinal bullpen as Jeske looks at a fastball for ball 1. That ball hit hard to short. Alicea, the short toss to Elam at second to end the inning. But Nebraska pieces together 3 straight 2-out hits. On top of the Cardinals, 1-0. Will Bolt coming up next.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Every at-bat.
That one is gone!
Every pitch.
Got him swinging!
Every angle.
He will score, and the Rangers are in front!
From pregame to postgame. From the truck to the booth.
I hope you're fired up at home, sitting on the couch watching your favorite baseball team.
It all starts here. Rangers Sports Network, the official home of Rangers baseball.
The Rangers Foundation is really proud to support our community where they need us and when they need us. Crowds are bigger each year, and we're able to bring our donors in, and with the silent and live auction, we've raised almost $9 million to give back to our community.
Every year I come and support our organization. That's what we do best, helping the community.
1-0 Nebraska on top as we navigate to the bottom of the third inning. Now joined by Cornhuskers head coach Will Bolts as the first pitch here is hit into center for a leadoff single for Griffin Crane. Coach, I want to go back to the top of this inning, and coaches talk all the time about situational hitting. With 2 outs, you guys came through.
Yeah, we're just obviously a good lineup, good offense. You feel like you're never out of an inning, you're never out of a fight, and 2 quick outs there, and Overbeek in the 4-hole just stays through the middle of the field, and a couple of great 2-strike swings to get a run on the board for us there.
Coach, you guys are off to a great start. One of the best ones probably in a couple of years for Nebraska, and you're credited to now. You're a lot involved at recruiting players, all the above. Or tell us a little bit about the beginning of this year for Nebraska.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys that have won a couple championships, and they're hungry. They're very hungry, and we got some guys back on the mound, and our infield is very, very veteran. They've been around the block. They've been in our program for 3 years. They just, it's all about the players, obviously, and these guys are hungry, and they want to do something that a team in Nebraska hasn't done in over 20 years, and that's go to the College World Series.
Of course, Coach, you're part of a couple of World Series teams in Lincoln in 01 and in 02. As an alum of the program, what does it mean for you to be back as the head coach now in year 7?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's my dream job. It was to come back here. I've had a couple of different roles as an assistant coach, a volunteer, and then an associate head coach. And so to be able to come back here and serve my university and these kids, it means everything.
Well, thanks, Coach. Enjoy the rest of the game. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys.
And again, Will Bolts, Nebraska head coach. Team on top 1-0, but the tying run is on with the top of the order batting here for Louisville. And the third inning of work for Ty Horn. Great throw to first, just beat the tag from Sanderson. Alisea singled off of Horn back in the first inning. That ball hit towards center, and Moyer makes a play for the first out.
That ball was landed on 2. It's back-to-back for him. I mean, look, he's not 6'4", whatever everybody wants to talk about, you want to make them all look like, but that guy makes that barrel arrive on time over and over and over.
Now to bring up Lucas Moore for the Cardinals. Runner goes. Here's a throw from Wortley, and the tag from Carey, not in time as Crane swipes seconds.
I'm not sure. The throw was on time, so I'm not. We'll get another look. Great pitch to throw on, by the way. right on the money. A little bit of a high. I just tagged him too high. Yeah. I mean, they're going to go look at it, I'm sure. Nowadays, why wouldn't you, in my opinion? But, I don't know, Brant. I see the ball sticking out, but he's got it. It's in his glove.
That second angle, I think, a little bit more definitive.
Yeah, the first angle was.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought the tag was too high. Here's from behind the bag, an outfield view here. And there looks like he's safe, but when you see the angle from home plate, it looks like he's out.
I think he's out. The ball definitely got there in time. He chose to tag high, maybe because he had to pick the ball off the ground. It wasn't in between hop.
I think there's also the question of whether or not there's enough evidence to overturn this.
Yeah.
Remember, the call in the field was that Crane was safe. Long review process here with this Big 12 crew. Grady Smith, Chris Koski, Rick Allen, Andrew Fulton, the crew here today for Game 2 of our triple-header. The nightcap, Auburn and Kansas State. Dan McDonald, the head coach of this program since 2007. This is 20th year. Now 13 wins shy of 800 at Louisville. 42 wins a year ago on the first trip to Omaha since 2019. Well, they're still looking at this play.
Well, we've seen both sides, right? So here they come.
Call's overturned. Crane is out. And while the tag was a little high, it looked like he got some of the lower back just before Crane's hand touched the bag. And that'll empty the bases, 2 outs. Here's a look at it again. And Moore falls behind, a ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 in tight. Again, remember, Nebraska at the top of the inning, bases empty, 2 outs, found a way to score with 3 straight singles. See what the Cardinals can do here with 2 down. And the 2-2. Headed towards left center, long run, and caught by Moyer on the run. He covered a lot of ground to make that play as we go to the 4th. Cornhuskers lead to the Cardinals 1-0.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank. And together, we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger. Like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at Whataburger. Download the app.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
All 3 weekends of college baseball here at Globe Life Field benefit Shriners Children's with a portion of ticket sales going to a worthy cause that is dedicated to improving the lives of children around the world. To donate, scan the QR code on your screen or visit collegebaseballseries.com. We head to the 4th. Huskers on top of the Cards, 1-0. Through today, Florida State 6-1 winners over Michigan. Coming up tonight, K-State and Auburn. Butin back, Worthley, Moyer batting for Nebraska here in the 4th. Hitters 8, 9, and 1. So this game, the second straight matchup between the ACC and the Big Ten. 2 strong conferences. In fact, Will Bolt believes the Big Ten could be a 5 to 6 team bid conference this year. Batter here, Butin back. Drew a walk against Eberle in his first at bat of the second. Got a deep shift on here against Butin back to the right side of the infield. That ball hit towards the opposite field and through for a hit. Into center it goes. A leadoff base hit for Nebraska. That'll start the 4th inning.
I'll tell you what, they've worn that spot out. That's a 3rd, if not 4th hit in that general area. The 3rd ground ball just to the left of the shortstop, Alisea. What this does is it starts to describe to you the type of approach Nebraska's taken to the plate against Eberle about trying to hit the ball and stay in the middle of the field.
Leadoff man for Nebraska for the second time in 4 innings. Here comes a mound visit for the Cardinals. Pitch count nearing 60 here for Eberle. And about to see the lineup a 3rd time through.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of pitches. He's pitched under duress a lot this game. I mean, truthfully, with 1 run in, and that was all worked up over 2 outs. But he's exerted a lot of energy, physically and emotional. We're just in the 4th inning.
The Again, there is activity in the bullpen for Louisville. Aaron England moves to the gut for the Cardinals. A man on and nobody out here for Wordley. And that pops off the glove of Nugent. Budenbach not going anywhere. A ball to no strikes here to Wordley. There's a bunt put down, and it's picked in fair territory, and covering first rather is Elam. Davis, the one who flipped it to him. It was a tight play, but now they're going to say the ball did in fact go foul.
I think it's foul. I do think it's foul. The first baseman, if he'd have picked it up a little bit earlier, would have been fair, but I think the last hop, home plate umpire makes the call before first base. It's a first base umpire after. Boy, I think that is close. You'd have to have that camera shot straight down the line to verify that it was foul or fair.
Stop throw back to first, and you back in. We talked at our first broadcast about the turnout at the ballpark last week. Close to 60,000 in attendance for opening weekend. Over 22,000 in one game. Another bunt put down here by Wordley. Throw to first in time. The sacrifice successful. That'll move Budenbach to seconds for the top of the order coming up for the Huskers.
Nebraska deciding offensively to take the bottom two hitters, the 8-hole who gets on, now the 9-hole. We're either going to play hit and run. We're going to get him plus 90 feet. We're going to get him into scoring position for what you just described, so we can get the leadoff hitter up there and give him and the 2-hole hitter, two of our better hitters, a chance to drive him in.
Moyer drills one to the right side of the infield. A nice pick by Elam. On target throw, and there's 2 outs. It is productive to move Budenbach over to third.
The ball was hit hard, and Elam makes this play look like it's routine. It's not. The ball bounced up, and he did a great job of keeping his eye on the ball as he was going to the ground with his glove. That's a nice play. He made look a tough play. He made look easy.
Runner at third, 2 outs for Jet Buck. Has a hit in his back pocket today. Came back at the first. And looks at a strike. We talked about the crowd. And Will Bolt noting that the turnout would be pretty good for his program. A lot of Nebraska alum living in the greater DFW area. It's a foul ball, and it's 0-2. Well, they throw it to first.
Yeah, I don't think it hit anything. In my mind, I thought it went straight down into the ground of the plate. Nobody ever called foul ball, and the Nebraska hitter is still standing at home plate trying to. And now Will Bolt's out of the dugout. Let's get a look. I just thought it went straight down to the ground. I don't know. I can't tell that it hit off of his shoe. And now what the home plate umpire's explaining right now is, look, I didn't see it hit his shoe. You got a first base and the third base umpire. Let's get another look. Oh, it did. Did it not catch it right? Yes, it did.
It did.
It caught his shoe. You see it ricochet up right there. Well, I tell you what, our camera guys are so good. And it did. It went right off the shoe. And every once in a while, you got to do, as a hitter, you got to really sell it. And if your body language is you start limping and barely moving around, it helps your cause.
The call does stand as we go to the bottom of the fourth in a 1-0 game.
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business.
If you want us to ask us first, we won't have to ask anything else.
We're with Coast Air for Kids, and we brought kids here to throw out the first pitch at the Cards games. We help a lot of kids across Kentucky and Southern Indiana.
And welcome back to Globe Life Field. Bottom of the fourth inning, Nebraska on top 1-0. Grant Freeman alongside Ty Harrington. Joining us now in the booth, Chris Williams, the coordinator for marketing and communications here.
I want to shake your hand. I almost hit you.
I already hit you on the shoulder. You've already said too much already.
Chris with Rev Entertainment. And Chris, here we are, the second weekend of the college baseball year. And this is such a special venue to host this great game. So if you can't just talk about what it means for Globe Life Field to be the one hosting the Shriners Children's College Showdown and the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series.
Yeah, at Coast Air for Kids, we do so much with Shriners. The Coast Air Shriners formed as 103 years ago. We're the most comprehensive children's charity across all of Kentucky and Southern Indiana. Oh, we're going to get a hit up middle. Nice play by the second baseman. I'm sorry, guys.
Chris,
so I was in broadcasting for years, and I warned you. Like,
you warned
I'm a baseball guy. I'm sorry. To the people watching on Flow Sports, I apologize. But if you're a Louisville fan, we're rooting hard here.
Chris, I better look out.
Well, we brought kids down. We brought a little girl named Evie. Earlier tonight, she threw out the first pitch before this game. We have a little boy named Jet. He'll throw out the first pitch tomorrow against Michigan. And we bring Coast Air kids to these events every year, and it gives them an opportunity to feel the power of joy. I was going to let you say it was a ball outside.
What? No, that's him. I get to explain why it was outside, or talk about what he did wrong that it was still outside.
Couldn't hold up. And we need some hits here by the Cards. The Cards have done real well when we brought down Coast Air kids in years past. But the important thing is these children all face differing levels of medical hurdles. The two children we brought down have a rare syndrome called RTS. It impacts developmental development. And so these kids get a chance to come down and be a part of something special. We help families with medical bills and equipment and therapies that they can't afford. We helped 155 last year on that alone, spent almost $1 million on that program. We helped 170,000 children across Kentucky and Southern Indiana last year through help with medical bills and groundbreaking medical research, education, social services, and child advocacy.
You know, it's kind of interesting. Brent and I were just talking about the Shriners, and you know, our dads all told us when we were growing up, hey, you know, or whomever influenced your life, there are people who think about doing things, people who want to do things, and then there are people like yourself and the organization you're with and the Shriners that do something for people and make a difference in their life.
Well, we can only do it because people come out to our events. People go to cosair.org, KOSAIR.org. They help us raise funds. They bring us names of children who need help. Families can apply. It's going to sneak into the stands, right?
It did.
Man, you could have caught that.
No, I'd had to jump out the window. Now I get it. You're trying to get me to jump out. I get it. You and Brandon, you're going to come over.
I have the best job I could possibly have. We meet these families. We get a chance to hang out with them, help them through experiences like this. We rent out a night at the zoo, at the Louisville Zoo, so that about 3,000 people, families facing all sorts of medical hurdles, they can come and they can not only get a chance to trick or treat, but they get an opportunity for people to if you have a child facing a medical hurdle.
Swing and a miss, and Davis strikes out for out number 2 of the inning.
But if you have a child facing a medical hurdle and you want to go trick-or-treating, you may find yourself, unfortunately, being stared at. You might find yourself in a situation where it's too much sensory overload. So we rent out the zoo for a night. We bring about 3,000 kids and their families out. We have a holiday party. We rent out. There's a castle in Versailles, Kentucky. It's an actual castle, and we have a donor who purchases the favorite princess dress for all the girls we bring in. We bring about 30 a year. They get their hair and their makeup done, and then we have a real princess tea party. They get to meet the princesses. So, every child deserves the right to feel the power of joy.
Yeah, amen to that.
I'm just grateful to be a part of CoSare for Kids and be able to come and take part in this. And you guys at Flow Sports letting us come up here and hijack the booth for a half inning is we're grateful for it.
So you're a baseball fan?
Big, and my oldest boy's playing at a small school in Kentucky. My youngest boy is 13, and he's a heck of a ball player. I played some JUCO ball out in the West Coast. There we go.
Batting it through for a base hit for Heisel. A 2-out single extends the inning here for Louisville.
And, Coach McDonald with this team, this Cards team, has been such a huge supporter of CoSare for Kids. He goes out of his way to help us out. In March, we're going to have our Child Abuse Prevention Luncheon. We raise money to end child abuse and neglect, and we have big-name speakers come in every year. Coach McDonald's going to do that this year in March. He's such a supporter of these kids. He spends time with them when we come out. We're really impressed by him and the players. The right-handed pitcher, Peter Michael, came out the other day when we had a media event, and he was playing catch with Evie and hanging out with the kids. And tonight, after she threw the first pitch, he was by her side, and then he came up and gave her a big hug on her way off the field. It was just a touching moment.
Not surprised that Coach McDonald's going to come out and do that. He got a tremendous person of faith, and his teams have always been involved with the community, and for them to do that, that's just like another step for them and what they pronounce to be their program and is their program and the people involved with it.
He's never said no to us,
right?
And his players don't say no to us. And Colin Lyman, who was a great outfielder for them, he is a chaplain on the team. He's on our advisory council, and so he's really helped us connect. And we saw Colin before the game tonight. Just a quality man in Colin.
Jimmy Nugent off for the second time without the courtesy of a hit by a pitch back in the second, walking here in the fourth, and now the tying run for the Cardinals in scoring position.
You had to forgive me for the shameless plug, but on our social media platforms is CoSair, KOSAIR, for FOR Kids on Facebook and Instagram and all the rest. We'll put that moment with Evie throwing out the first pitch, and then tomorrow when Jet throws out the first pitch, we'll get some video and some pictures up there. So if you're watching this on Flow Sports, and if you know somebody in Kentucky or the 10 counties around Louisville and Southern Indiana, and you know a child who needs assistance, go to kosair.org. Look at our financial assistance program, fill out the application. We can't help you if we don't know that you're out there and that you need the help. That's the most important message that I really love for the fans to get tonight. Send us the kids' names. That's a way that we can help. We want to go to our board. We make a budget of $1 million for just that program alone, and we want to go to our board and say, hey, we're going over budget because more kids need help, and find the money. Yeah.
A mound visit here for Nebraska. But no change coming. There's no activity in the Cornhuskers bullpen. Trying to get Horn to settle down as after the last two have reached with 2 outs. And Ben Slankard coming up now for Louisville.
What do you guys make of this Louisville team? I don't want the folks that are in Louisville watching this, or the folks watching, just think it's all about CoSare for Kids this inning. I appreciate them thinking that.
Yeah.
But back in Louisville, we're really excited about this team after having gone to the World Series. This young second baseman we've got. Yep. I mean, Mr. Baseball, Kentucky.
Cade Elam, yep.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
He made a nice
outside eyes.
He made a play. I think you may have come up here by then when he made the closeout inning play a minute ago. He kind of a half dive where he had the ball out in front of him, and he was able to make a kind of diving play. Now the Nebraska fans are upset because it hit his. They're calling it that it hit his foot, and actually, the last half inning, the ball did ricochet off Nebraska's hitter's foot.
You called it. You said as a player you have to react.
Yeah, you're right.
That's not when you're. That's not when you're a man of stone.
Don't leave it in somebody else's hands.
You don't want to flop, but you still got to show it.
Yeah.
And it helps. It helps if you polish your cleats.
Yeah, there you go.
If you can show that shoe polish
you got a mark on it. It comes off your shoes.
Yeah.
That's right. That's definitely an old trick. But nowadays they don't have to polish your shoes; they get new ones.
I know, isn't it?
I mean, it's changed so much in baseball, in college baseball.
Got him looking. Strike 3 in the fastball at 93. Horn out of the jam with a strikeout number 4 as the Cardinals strand 2. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for letting Coast Here for Kids share this spotlight, guys.
Come back another time. Love having you up here in the booth with us. It's
Thanks,
fun.
brother.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Okay.
And we had the 5th inning. Nebraska on top 1-0. Some clutch pitching from Ty Horn to end the bottom of the 4th. Struck out Ben Slacker with a couple of runners on. And the shutout remains for the Cornhuskers. Heart of the order batting for Nebraska here in the 5th. Sanderson, Overbeek, and Carey. This is the 6th inning, or the 5th inning of work, rather, for Eberle. Pitch count now up to 65. And that Louisville bullpen has been stirring. He's seen the order here for a 3rd time now.
I would have thought his pitch count was higher. Honestly, just because he'd been behind some runner or some hitters, and then early in the game, a couple walks.
Saw Jack Brown getting loose for Louisville. Count 2 balls and a strike here to Sanderson, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Throws him right down the middle as Sanderson goes down strikes for the 2nd time.
Got him looking for a breaking ball. It comes back with a fastball. It's on the outer half of the plate, third base side of the plate. We'll get a look at it. Oh, yeah, I mean, just cuts the edge of the plate. Him up there, and he was looking for something secondary, more than likely a breaker.
And that's the second strikeout for Eberle. One away in the fifth. Here's Overbeek. Now for Nebraska, cut on and miss, strike one. Again, we talked about just how good this Louisville program has been in Omaha a year ago. They've been one of the more consistent programs under Dan McDonald's watch. Something else special, too, is the development within the program. We talked with Coach McDonald about that earlier in the game. They have had 6 Team USA players over the past 2 seasons.
How impressive is that? I mean, I don't know who else has.
In there, strike two. And you can look back at last season's team as well. They went through a lot of adversity. But you hear Coach McDonald talk about the 2025 team as they made their way to the College World Series. They never tapped out. A swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Eberle. 2 down to the 5th.
It's almost like he's getting a feel for his fastball now. I mean, it's 89, 88 mile an hour fastball. Look at another look at it. This one's just a fastball way on the outer half of the plate. He'd thrown 2 other ones similar on that side of the plate as well, but it's like he's starting to a little bit of a feel for it now. And I got to be honest with you, Brent, I think some of these hitters are going up there looking breaking ball, and he's going after him with a fastball.
Carey with a single back of the 3rd. One of the 6 hits for Nebraska, out hitting Louisville so far, 6-4. Big miss there from Eberle. It's a ball and a strike.
What's interesting, I would love to hear some of the chatter in the dugout. Now, he's 88, 89, okay? He's touched 90, but most of them that are 88, 89, if you look at the board that you and I can see in here, it says changeup. Now, this ball's driven deep out to right field.
And going back, Slanker looks, and it's gone. Dylan Carey, a 2-out homer. 2-0, Nebraska.
Kept getting after him with fastballs, and the Nebraska hitters are looking out over the plate and away, Brant. Trying to stay in the middle of the field, which they've done the majority of the day. Gets underneath one. It's full leverage of that barrel out to right field. The only way you're going to hit a ball out that way is if you're looking out that way for a pitch. Gets it, shows off his power the other way. The ball that just gets over the edge of the fence for a 2-out homer.
And Apo Taco for Carey, hitting that one to right. 2-0 Nebraska. First homer of the game for either team. We only saw 1 home run at the opening game of the day. That was a 9th inning homer from Michigan. And a 6-1 loss. That is the 21st career homer for Carey, 2nd this year.
Now, both of Nebraska's runs now 2-out runs. You know, the 2-out, 3 singles in a row, and now, man, he was about to mow through that inning and look like maybe have a really quick inning. 2 quick outs, and then he lands on that fastball.
Kitchens drove in the other Nebraska run back into 3rd on a 2-out single. It's out of play. It's 1-2. Talk some about Louisville's history. Nebraska, then Omaha 3 times, all in the early to mid 2000s, 01, 02, and 05. 14 conference titles all time. Winning 3 under Will Bolt's watch. 48 first-team All-Americans and more than 110 draft picks all time. 1-2, fouled back by Kitchens. And 46 Cornhuskers have gone on to make the big leagues.
Yeah, that's a lot for a northern school.
Got him looking, strike three. 3 punch outs the inning for Eberle. But the Cornhuskers doubled the lead. Dylan Carey, career home run number 21, has put the Huskers on top 2-0.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Boy, Ty, how about that big 2-out hit from Dylan Carey, opposite field home run here at the top of the 5th inning.
It's just a great piece of hitting, looking out away. He'd thrown, I think, several consecutive fastballs in a row to the hitters, maybe one changeup mixed in the 2-hitter sequence before him. Looked out there, got something middle, got in behind it, leveraged that barrel out the other way, and paid off for him. And again, Nebraska making their move offensively with 2 outs.
Byram Hunt, Griffin Crane, Alex Salasea due up for the Cardinals in the 5th. They've been shut out so far through 4 innings against Ty Horn. And Hunt takes a strike. Turned a big double play early in the game and then lined into one himself in the 2nd. Mention all those big leaguers the Cornhuskers have had, and a handful in recent years have gone on to win World Series. Joba Chamberlain, Alex Gordon, Darren Erstad, just name a few.
We had to get Gordon out one time in a Round Rock tournament. We had runners on 1st and 3rd, or bases, I can't remember, and I think it was something like that, and I had a chance to walk him. And we chose not to out of, I'm not sure why, I'm sure ego, I think, on my part, I don't know. And the story ends well for us, but he absolutely annihilates a baseball, and our right fielder couldn't get out of the way of it, almost pinned him down on the ground. He hit it so hard, and just one of those things, baseball gets in the way. And I remember thinking myself, as you see him elevate that fastball to get a strikeout, I remember thinking to myself, well, that's not happening again. I can assure you of that. But we were about to learn the hard way, and he could really hit.
4 strikeout for Ty Horn, takes care of Byram Hunt. 1 away in the 5th. Gordon was a 3-time All-Star with the Royals, spent his entire big league career with Kansas City, and won a title with them in 2015. Griffin Crane, one of the 4 hits for Nebraska today. And ahead against Horn, 3 balls and no strikes.
I think that this count right here, depending on what happens in the rest of this count, it's going to get that bullpen moving around for Nebraska.
4-pitch walk. And right now, the relievers doing some stretching, maybe some light yoga work. As now Horn gets ready to see the top of the order a third time through. And here's Alisei, who represents a tying run.
This guy's landed on 2 balls today. He is a barrel finding dude now.
And with Horn struggling to find the strike zone, that'll lead to Wardley coming out to talk to him.
He's at 71. I mean, that's not, you know, he could get through. If he can figure out how to get through this, he's got enough ceiling to do it, meaning number of pitches. He's probably been up to 75, 80 in his last, not last outing, but probably last inter-squad game. And
boy, another miss there.
Yeah, that's going to get him more than probably yoga in here in just a second. That's a little bit bigger miss, a grounded miss, meaning into the dirt. Really good backhand block. And we're going to see Rob Childress, the pitching coach, come out. I think what he's trying to do is buy some time. He'll, you know, if he's not making a move, he's going to have to let him finish the hitter. So, yeah, I mean, that'll get him going, playing catch. By the time Rob Childress allows the umpire to get all the way out there, and by the time Rob gets to explaining himself to the umpire, and by the time he walks all the way back to the dugout, watch this. He's going to walk around the back. This is textbook. I told you he's going to keep going. And he's still explaining. All right, there we go. Pat on the back. And we're going to walk back. Now, 20 years ago, he'd have jogged back. Now he's going to walk back, and they know exactly how long it takes now from this moment forward with a stopwatch and how long it takes and how many pitches in the bullpen to get that guy ready if needed.
A reminder that here on Flo, live coverage of the Mary Nutter Collegiate Softball Classic. Coverage continues through Sunday. And here we are in weekend 2 of college baseball in Arlington as Alisei grounds to short, play at second, and at first, got him in time on the 4-6-3 double play.
I don't, hold on, umpires now have are keeping them out, yeah, and I don't know. I thought it was a clean double play. They're going to go check at first base whether the first baseman maybe, which by the way is a tremendous play by the shortstop because that ball had a lot of, oh no, he might be safe. That's what we're getting after now. I knew he caught the ball clean. Woo. I was actually surprised it was as close as it was because he runs so good, but that ball was hammered to the shortstop and got to him in a hurry. I think he's safe, Brant. I don't know what they're going to do. Here we go with the forensic. Is it enough evidence? But I think that's enough evidence to overturn it that he's safe. But
you watch when he picks it here.
It's not in the glove yet.
Correct.
His foot's on the bag.
His foot's on the bag there, and the ball is still not in the glove of Sanderson. I'm with you. I think this is overturned.
I ought to keep a running. I don't know if pot's the right word. I'm throwing them every time I'm right and wrong, or you're right or wrong when we think we're right and wrong, and put money in when we're wrong and see what it looks like at the end of the year. We could probably throw one heck of a party when it's all said and done. I was so shocked. Look how he reaches out. Now, I'll say this. If the first baseman would have stretched out directly to the ball, I think he's out, Brent. But the first baseman stretched to the right. See how he goes towards right field with his front foot? I just think it's a changeable call. I think there's the evidence. We're going to find out.
Call overturned. Second time in this game that the reviewers overturned a call on the bases.
Yeah. Again, I think if the first baseman stretches directly at the ball and catches it in the air, I think he's out. But and I'd like to know how many times LC has been doubled up in his life anyway. It's probably not very many, and that's why right there, that dude can get down the line. Now you got to be prepared that he's going to try to steal at this, at some point in this at bat.
Lucas Moore, swing and a miss, 0-1.
And again, it was a clean play. That ball was smashed at the shortstop. It just shows you how quick he is.
In the air to left field, heading towards the foul line. Jeske has enough room in fair territory to make the catch and end the inning. Ty Horn has held the Cardinals scoreless through 5, heading into the 6th, 2-0 Nebraska. Fans having some fun here in Arlington. This is one of Ty's favorite events in the ballpark, the Dizzy Bat competition.
It is. Watch this. Watch him start heading left. We go. Don't kid yourself. There's people in this crowd that have walked home at night probably looking a little bit like that as well. I'm not saying I am or I did, but there's a chance. But he started leaning left, and at that point you're a little bit dizzy.
I want to give the guy on the right some credit. He kept a relatively straight line. Not our guy on the left.
Well, I don't know. He also blew a wheel out, lost a shoe. I think they need to extend that distance they need to run.
Bottom of the order batting for Nebraska, the 6th, Will Jeske, Max Butenbach, and Jeter Woodley. Eberle still out there for Louisville. Pitch count over 80, up to 82 now in the day. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. Of the 83 pitches, Eberle has tossed 52 of them for strikes. That ball sky towards center. Moore with a long run. Side the track has got it for the first out.
Got in behind it good. Right side of the field as far as your approach in the middle, but when you do that, it's also the deepest part of the park. When you hit them up high in the air.
Good look at the ballpark here today. Second of our triple header. As Butenbach comes up. He's been on twice for the Cornhuskers with a walk and a base hit. The 1-0, heart of the plate. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
I wish I could see where that breaking ball really starts at. How far left of home plate, if you're looking in from the pitching mound, how far left that thing comes all the way back around. Just the amount of distance it covers.
Another ball hit towards center. Lucas Moore busy here in the 6th. 2 outs. That'll bring up Jeter Worthley.
He's one fly ball away from tying a big league record and a college NCAA record.
That would be 3 putouts in 1 inning.
I just kept waiting. I was baiting you the whole time, by the way. You used to fall for it a lot sooner in the conversation.
Strike 1 to Worthley.
At the beginning of this game, both pitchers, I would not have guessed that they would have been out here in the 6th. I wouldn't have. Just by the, they were a little rough at the beginning. I mean, this pitch starts over in their dugout, Louisville's dugout. Watch this thing. That's almost out there at that left-handed white line of the left-handed hitter's batter's box is where that thing starts.
Scorched up the middle, off the glove of Eberle, backed up by the shortstop, Alasea.
Well, they called him safe off the bag.
Yeah, Worthley is safe.
Well, the defense has been up and down today, that's for sure. They're going to go take a look at it. First baseman just told his head coach, I was on the bag. Now, Chris Koski's had an enormous amount of calls over there today. So here we go. We'll get another look at it. And they're calling whether his foot was off the bag, not whether he beat it. Oh, I don't know, Brant.
Yes.
We would probably have to have a view up and down the line to see the separation if the foot is off. It looks like it's on. I mean, you could start trying to count spikes at the bottom of the shoe, realistically. To me, it looks like the end of his toes are on the base from this angle that we're looking at right now. I mean, obviously, it would take a view up and down the line to I mean, I see what the first base umpire is thinking, because he does stretch out, catches it. He probably didn't need to stretch that far as the first baseman. I mean, I don't know. I think he's on there. Maybe I think he was on there, but I think the action of stretching and catching it and his foot moving forward and his toe maybe was still engaged with the base. But is there enough right there to remember? You got to change it. Right. You called him safe.
We have seen a couple of calls overturned.
Yeah.
Call in the field is that Worthley safe as the foot of Davis came off the bag. If this call stands, to give the top of the order a chance here to see Eberle a 4th time through, and here we go. Call stands.
I just don't think there was enough evidence.
Dan McDonald happy about it as the inning extends here for Nebraska. Can the Cornhuskers take advantage of the call going their way? You kind of get the feeling that for Eberle, this will be the last batter he faces no matter what happens here.
Yeah, I mean, you giving the error on the first baseman?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
First error of the game for either team. Runner takes off for second. Here's a throw from Nugent, and the tag not in time.
Bradley gets a great jump. Yeah, we're going to get a replay of this. He gets a fantastic jump, but really quick release to catch it. But that foot came up, but his other foot on the bag. Did you see that? It looked like his front foot came up, but again, his back foot may already been on there, or his hand. But point is, had the catcher thrown it on the other side of the bag, he was going to be out. He was on the third shortstop side of second base, and when he caught it, he had to bring his hand all the way back over. And you think, well, that's not very far. Well, when you're talking about a step for a runner, that's a long ways to have to carry that tag.
RBI chance here for Moyer, but behind the count, 0-2. Lays off the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, it was close. I knew it was close, but it was below the strike zone.
1-2. Shot foul by Moyer, stays alive. Remember, Nebraska scored both of its runs with 2 outs in this game. Eberle trying to escape the 6th and keep it a 2-run game. It's off the plate, 2-2.
That's a pitch he hasn't missed with many times today. Either created contact off of it to get an out, and/or caught some guys looking or swing miss. That ball was a little bit further off the plate. He's been so good with 2 strikes executing the fastball way to the left-handed hitters.
And Moyer's worked himself out of an 0-2 hole to fill the count.
More in line now. If he doesn't get this hitter, I think he's coming out of the game.
And the payoff from Eberle. A big miss, and Moyer's on for the 2nd time with a walk. And the inning continues for Nebraska.
Well, we're going to see whether they're going to stay with him. Right-handed hitting Buck. No, that's going to be it. Dan McDonald's on his way. When the head coach makes his way out there, it's the end of the day. That young man from the get-go didn't look like he was going to get this far into the game. Had a chance to get out of here now with that play at first base, and would have got him out of the clean inning. That's a gutsy performance by Eberle.
The pitching change for the Cardinals, with Nebraska threatening to add the lead. 2 on, 2 out in the 6th, and a 2-run game. And Ethan Eberle now in the Cardinal dugout after going 5 2/3, giving up 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, and the 2 earned runs. Although there are a couple of runners on base, as his replacement Jack Brown comes into the game for the Cardinals, sophomore right-hander out of Fishers, Indiana, and making his 2nd appearance of the year. And his job right now, find a way to get out of the inning unscathed as Jet Buck comes up here for Nebraska. Both runners on for the Cornhuskers, reaching with 2 outs.
It's the 5th pickoff move to second base, or the 4th pickoff move that they do. Anytime a runner gets to second, more times than not, they're inside moving on a pickoff, as you see a 92-mile-an-hour two-seamer from Brown. And it's going to be an 87, 88-mile-an-hour slider with a 92 to 95 fastball. It's a really short arm stroke in the back in his delivery. And it is a fast arm.
0-1. Popped up into shallow right. And the catch made by Slanker. That'll end the Cornhusker threat. This remains a 2-0 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Cardinals coming up to bat. Nebraska looking for a 4-1 start as they lead Louisville heading into the bottom of the 6th, 2-0. We look back at opening weekend for the Cornhuskers at the MLB Desert Invitational. Won their first 3 games. That hasn't happened in more than 20 years. Only one they lost was to Stanford, and Will Bolt noting that really they only had 1 bad inning the entire stay at the Invitational. And offensively, racking up 57 hits, 2nd most in the Big Ten. They've got 7 tonight, including a home run in this game. Coming earlier from Dylan Carey. Going to the bottom of the 6th, Ty Horn still out there for Nebraska. His 6th inning of work and facing the heart of the Cardinal order. A swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike on pitch number 78 for Horn. Eberle wound up throwing 97 for Louisville before being taken out of the game. That ball headed towards right field. It's going to split the fielders into the gap. Bounces off the wall. Elam jogging in his 2nd with a leadoff double.
It's a nice piece of hitting right here. Fastball away. The middle. Gets inside of it. Tell you what, it drives it all the way out to right center. I mean, a couple hop into the fence, showing off his bat strength.
And just like that, the tying run comes up for the Cardinals. And that was the first extra base hit of the game for Louisville. Take Davis to up now for the Cardinals. This might be it for Ty Horn. And it is. So Nebraska going to the bullpen. Caleb Clark into the game now for the Cornhuskers. We'll talk more about him when we come back. A pitching change for Nebraska. Trying to hold on to this 2-0 lead over the Cardinals here on FloCollege. And the day is done for Ty Horn for Nebraska. Goes 5 innings today. No runs given up so far, although the runner at second is his. Punched out 5 and walked a couple. And now Nebraska going to the bullpen for the first time. And Will Bolt noting that bullpen roles still need to be ironed out. The first reliever he's turning to here is Caleb Clark, the big Canadian left-hander. 6'2", 210, making his 3rd appearance of the year. A career high 20 appearances a year ago. Pumps it a strike against Tate Davis. And speaking of roles, Clark, a spot starter his first 2 years at Nebraska. All 20 appearances last year coming in relief. Over the plate but low. It's 2-1 here, Davis.
I think Horn talked to his pitching coach, letting him get back out there in this to start the inning. He got a right-handed hitter come up to lead off the inning.
The ball is skied into foul territory. Overbeek from third is out of room.
And I think he talked him in and let him face Elam and go back out there. And he deserved it. You know, he's got a shutout going, and he's throwing the ball really well. Wasn't a terrible pitch. I mean, it was elevated middle fastball, but it takes a great swing, which he put on there. And then it was probably by design that as soon as he did, or if he did, then it was going to be, we're going to Clark at that, moment.
A full count now as the fastball misses.
What's interesting about Louisville, they've got 2 switch hitters in their lineup. So you make a move based on left-hand, right-hand matchups, they can go opposite of you out of just sheer natural switch hitter. Now you got a tying run on first base.
Clark walks the first batter. He faces Davis, and the go-ahead run comes up now for the Cardinals. Jax Heisel, 1 for 2 so far this afternoon. And there continues to be activity in Nebraska's bullpen.
It's decision time now for Louisville about your offense. Let him swing. Tying run only at at first. Yep, they're going to let him swing. They're in the middle of their order, power side of their order. Nebraska's corner defenders were creeping up, protecting against the bunt in case they decided to. I mean, they're not bad misses or big misses, but they're misses, and they're still balls.
Another take, 3-0.
I gotta assume he's gonna be taken all the way here. The ball's just below the strike zone.
Just catches the outer half. I would think if Heisel gets a free ticket to first base, you'll see Nebraska go to the bullpen once more.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just a check to make sure they're not starting the runners. A lot of coaches don't like to start the runners in this situation if a guy's been throwing balls, because your hitter's going to naturally get a little more aggressive, feel like he has to protect the runners.
Foul back, that'll fill the count, 3-2.
Same here. I think the same thing applies. Now, it doesn't mean they don't. A lot of the hitters in baseball, professional, college, they think it's I gotta get ready to swing. Can't afford to take a pitch and then get thrown out at third.
Here's the payoff. Scorch back up the middle, and the throw sails to the center. That'll bring home the Cardinals' first run of the day. Elam to the plate. It's 2-1.
Yeah, it's been an interesting day of defense for sure. He gets a ground ball smashed right back at him, hit hard. I don't think he did a really good job, Brand, of setting his feet and getting in position. I think he hurried. We're getting another look. I mean, this ball smashed at him. He kind of hurt. I don't know. He had time to get his feet set. Looked at the defender. You don't look at the defender. See, he looked at the shortstop. You look at the back. You throw it to the bag. The second baseman's going to decide who's got coverage on that because of where the shortstop was playing, and he threw it from where the shortstop was standing.
Swing and a miss by Nugent. Still nobody out in the inning for Louisville. Nugent's been on twice so far today. That ball hit up the middle, bounces off of Clark and into right. This will load the bases as Davis stops at third. Throw back to second, nearly got Heisel. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
You let this game change around on it, and it'll do it. And it's exactly what has happened. You could think, well, it's a bad luck break right there. It is, but the reality is if you make the play with the pitcher on the inning before, you're sitting with 2 outs more than likely. Your defender, your second baseman, is playing back over to the left of that, and he picks that ball up, throws him out inning over. Instead, the way this game goes, and it is, I mean, if you make a mistake like they did, missing the double play, and he did, Brand, he looked right at the shortstop on that pitcher, on that ball hit back to him. All that to be said, then this ball hits him, I think, on the calf, which is no fun.
And they're checking to make sure he's okay.
Now you look up, you got nobody out, bases loaded, run already in. I'm going to let him have a couple throws to make sure he's in a good spot.
And here's his last play right off the left calf of Clark. And now he'll face Slanker. First pitch of the at-bat is in there for a strike on the breaking ball. Nothing in one to Slanker. And 0 for 2 day so far with the strikeout. First year transfer out of Ohio. Swing and a miss. Came back with the fastball. It's 0-2.
If you're in Nebraska right now, a strikeout or a ground ball in the infield for possible double play, something to slow the momentum, and you would surrender the double play and let them tie the game up and feel okay with it, knowing that you got out of there with only 2 runs scored. Or I'm sorry, if you got the next guy and you got out of there with just 2 runs scored. But let's see what happens in this matchup with this left. You got to figure there's got to be a breaker trying to strike him out.
Wouldn't chase. Terrific power numbers for Slanker a year ago at Ohio, where he was first team All-MAC, belted out 21 homers, 2 in the Cardinals' first 4 games of the year this season. Two. Little jam shot drifting towards third, and it's caught by Overbeat for the first out.
That's as borderline of a infield fly rule as you can get. That was a tweener, if there is a tweener, an infield fly rule. This was it. I thought he was going to catch it all the way, but it wasn't high enough for them to declare it. And now we're going to see a pitching change.
Yeah, Nebraska will again go to the bullpen. Clark faces 4 batters. 3 of them reached. And the tying run stands just 90 feet away. Another change here for Nebraska. Bases loaded for Louisville, only 1 out. You're watching the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series on FloCollege. And welcome back to Arlington. Caleb Clark taken out of the game, and in now is Ryan Harehill for Nebraska. And Harris, the bases loaded, only 1 out in the 6th. Tying run is on third. And a run already in the inning for Louisville. Tyhorn started the inning, handed the ball off to Clark, and now it's Harehill. 0-1 is a big miss on the glove side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Haverhill, big righty, 6'4", a junior out of Elkhorn, Nebraska. 3rd year with the program. And there you see the bases juice, all full of Cardinals. 1-1. In there for a strike. Fastball at 90, and it's 1-2.
Yep, 3 of them in a row. 90, 91, 92. Be curious now. You're up in the count. You're hunting a strikeout. A lot of times with sinker guys, Brent, you don't elevate fastballs. So let's see if he goes to a slider.
And hot with a fly ball into foul territory. Overbeek makes a catch. 2 outs in the inning.
He did. He goes to a slider. 80-mile-an-hour slider on the outer half. Gets him to chase it and pop it up. Out now. I mean, what has been and is still a jam. If you're Nebraska, you're thinking, hey, man, we're 1 pitch away from getting out of this and holding the lead.
This is a very important out here for Haverhill as he faces Crane and fouls off the first pitch. If Crane reaches, well, 1, a run's going to score at least 1, and 2, you get the top of the order waiting on deck.
And you're telling your infielders, if you got to stretch out for ball, whatever you do, dive for it, keep it in the infield, almost like a hockey goalie. To anything, you know, bad hops or what, it can't go under you or by you. You got to keep it in there to keep that runner off of second base from scoring.
And this is the biggest at-bat of the game. And now the count 2-1 to Crane. Has been on twice today with a single and a walk. That ball drilled out towards right field. It's got some carry, and that is off the wall. It bounces into the bullpen for a ground rule double. 2 will score, and the Cardinals stake the lead.
Yeah, they're going to have to send the runner back from first base who would have also scored. He'll go back to 3rd on the ground rule double. I thought this ball hit the wall, then hit the defender and bounced out. We'll get another look at it. Ball in, he gets a barrel to it, gets his arms extended. Watch this, I think it hits the, no, it ricocheted over his head. So now the runner that was on first that scored goes back to 3rd base. Crane comes up with a huge at-bat for Louisville.
3-run, 6th inning. Cardinals have the lead. Top of the order batting now. It's Alicea. And ahead 1-0. The 8th batter of the inning for the Cardinals. Well, this is an offense that can put together a lot of crooked number innings. Last 2 games scoring 32 runs, 23 on Tuesday against Xavier. Sharply hit ground ball to short. And that'll do it for the Cards in the 6th. But Louisville on top for the first time today. Griffin Crane. A 2-out, 2-run double makes it 3-2 Cardinals. Louisville on top of the first time today as we head to the 7th inning, talking more about the Cardinals and what's happened so far in the young season. Dropped an opening series at home against Michigan State. Spartans taking 2 of 3. Louisville salvaging a game with a win on getaway day on Sunday. And then the midweek game, defeated the Xavier Musketeers 23-11. But as a result of dropping the series to Michigan State, Louisville dropping 7 spots in D1 Baseball's top 25. And this is a team with Omaha aspirations, as many of these teams this weekend have. As we start the 7th, Sanderson leading off for Nebraska. And takes ball 1.
A lot of teams with College World Series aspirations right now after just 1 week.
Sure.
I mean, everybody, I believe. But in line with what you're saying, yeah, you could probably spray paint a couple of these teams in here this weekend with those same aspirations, expectations, which aspirations and expectations are 2 different things. Louisville has expectations because they're fresh out of there and with a lot of guys back and additions and different things like that.
Big swing and a miss. And Sanderson unable to stay on top of the fastball. 2-1.
I don't know about a lot of people back because they did lose. Did he say 12? How many drafted guys off last year's team?
Well, that was Florida State.
That's right. That's right.
That's
right. That was last game.
Cardinals in the ACC. This is our 2nd straight Big Ten versus ACC game. We talked to Dan McDonald about competition of the conference. He's noted just how much parity there is now.
Yeah.
And there's a walk to Sanderson, and the tying run is on for Nebraska.
I don't get a pitching coach grumpy. You come up with a big hit. You score 2. You take the lead. The last thing you want to do is to go out there and walk the first guy. But it happens. And it happens at the highest level as well.
Now Overbeek has scored 1 of the 2 runs for Nebraska today. That ball smoked towards left, but it's Crane who's able to make the catch. A well-hit out and having to hustle back to first. He didn't get there in time. Sanderson is out. What a cannon for Crane to the outfield.
Okay, I'm going to explain this. There's 2 great throws, all right? But the left fielder, in my opinion, deked the runner. I think he made him think he lost it. Watch his body language catching this ball. Watch this. Watch him act like he doesn't see it. See that? See him throw his hands up? What does that do to the runner on the bases? Makes him go further towards second base. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone that far. And then they make 2 really good, crisp, accurate, strong throws to get the double play, we think.
Yeah, this play is under review. Again, it was Crane hitting the relay man, Elam. Hit him right on target.
I thought when the ball was hit, I watched the left fielder and he threw his hands up. I was like, oh my gosh, he doesn't see it. And then he put his hands down. I was like, oh no, he sees it. And I think he was deking the runner to get him to take an extra 2 steps to create this moment. And if that's the case, and I'm going to ask after the game, if that's the case, that isn't, yeah, he did. He just showed it. He just showed on the replay. He did like this with his hands. Like, I don't know where it is. That's pretty clever if that's the case. And I think it is.
Crane's had a big game today. Hit the go-ahead double in the 6th. Maybe a huge play here in the 7th if his call stands.
It was closer than I thought. I thought he was out. I mean, I thought initially from up here, I thought he was out.
Call stands. He is out.
a play. And what a change of events.
Well, the defense this game for both teams has been outstanding. Now Carey with the bases empty and 2 outs. Did homer earlier in the game. Ball that didn't miss by much there. 1-0 to Carey. That ball drilled out towards left, and Kramer will track this one down. It's going to bounce off the wall. Carey on his way to second with a 2-out double. Third hit of the game for Carey. All 3 hits have come with 2 down.
Now how about that base running play? That's for sure he's on third base, and they're probably going to send him. He catches a little slider, pulls it. Ball sits in the middle part of the plate, spinning. And he deposits out to left field, bounces. By the time he got to this, it'd have been close. I think they would have tried to send him home on that had the runner still been on first base.
And now Cole Kitchens a chance to tie the game. Strike 1.
This game's been interesting enough, just because you got 2 high-level teams, but they've had the 3 unusual double plays. Line drive to the second baseman, got the guy out at first. Last double play in left field to first. The diving play at third base with the bases loaded. I mean, it's been all of which could have led to more runs to change where we are in a run scored between both teams.
Jack Brown, a pitch away from sending us into the stretch and keeping this a 1-run lead for Louisville. 0-2. Just got a piece.
Nebraska hitters fighting with 2 strikes. Kitchen showing you right to that fastball in on him. He's just trying to make contact, foul something off, and hopes that they hang a breaker or make a mistake, throw a ball in the middle part of the plate. Oftentimes you're battling just to get to the next pitch.
Got him swinging. Big time pitch from Jack Brown. And the lead for the Cardinals remains intact. Time to stretch in Arlington. Louisville 3, Nebraska 2. You're watching the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series on FloCollege. And we're back at Globe Life Field. Heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. Ty Horn, Cornhuskers starter. 5 innings of work, 5 strikeouts. But we'll leave with a no decision in this game. Dylan Carey, very productive day at the plate for the Cornhuskers. A triple shy of the cycle. And you look at the Cardinal offense, held in check the first 5 innings, went off for 3 runs to the 6. And Griffin Crane has come up big for Louisville in the game, hitting in the 9th spot of the order, has reached all 3 times. They had the go-ahead base hit in the 6th. Lucas Moore leads off the 7th here for Louisville. Moore, Elam, Davis coming up for the Cardinals here in the 7th inning. On the ground to the right side. And there's 1 down in the 7th inning for the Cardinals.
Pretty nice pickup by Buck right there. The ball was hit fairly hard, but you want to try to get it when it's on the dirt and get your hands in front of that ball before it changes back into the turf in the outfield. He does a good job of recognizing it, taking a step up and grabbing it, scooping it up, making a nice easy throw over to first base.
And here's Elam with a great relay throw over to first to double off Nebraska at first base in the top of the inning. Another ground ball hit to Buck. 2 up and 2 down.
Yeah, Elam's had an impressive day with obviously hit the double the inning before, but his defensive play has been good today.
Harehill looking for a 1-2-3-7 as he faces Tate Davis. That ball belted deep to right. No chance of coming back. It is way gone.
Your margin of error to left-handed hitters when you throw middle end sliders is minimal. You got to either get it in or underneath him or in on his hands. As we get another look at this, that ball spun right in from the middle, stayed in. And as your voice described it and his actions show it, a no-doubter.
The deepest home run we've seen today from all 4 teams. That's the 2nd homer of the year for Davis. Also homered against Xavier in the midweek game. Career home run number 20, belted out 18 for the Cardinals a year ago.
I didn't see where the catcher was set up. I think they were trying to run that slider in on him, but maybe in and off the plate even, but kind of in that same area right there where that fastball was. But ball started middle and only kind of drifted, in. And oh my goodness, did he get that barrel leveraged out?
And so 3 of the 4 teams have homered today, the exception being Florida State. Seminoles winners over Michigan. The first game of the triple-header, 6-1. Florida State unbeaten now in the year, 4-0. Heart of the plate, strike 3. First strikeout for Harehill. Into 7th. With the Cardinals have added to the lead. Tate Davis, a 2-out home run, has made it 4-2 Cardinals. Heading into the 8th from Globe Life Field. All weekend long, Shriners Children's is challenging fans to see which team can raise the most money to help improve the lives of children around the world. Donations of any amount help Shriners Children's empower the extraordinary. Donations of $100 or more earn an exclusive Shriners Children's t-shirt. To move your team up in the fundraising leaderboard, scan the QR code on your screen or visit shrinersshowdown.org to donate and support Shriners Children's today. We start the 8th. Louisville now on top 4-2. Got a big home run from Tage Davis to stretch the lead. As we see the bottom third of the order bat for the Huskers in the 8th. Jeske, Butenbach, and Worthley. 2 up for Will Bolt's team. And he got hit.
Well, if you think a Nebraska team's moving out of the way, you're kidding yourself. I'm telling you right now, that's part of their offensive plan. When they put their spikes in that batter's box, they're not going to move very often, or most of them not. Maybe there's a couple here and there, but they understand what just happened right there is part of the game. You're going to throw the ball over there and not throw strikes and get hit. You're going to take their 90-plus feet and put a runner on.
Another tying run comes up for Nebraska. It's Butenbach. On twice today. Off the plate for strike one, or for a ball one, I beg your pardon. Jack Brown, the reliever, has been to the game since the 6th. Took over for starter Ethan Eberle. Still plenty of action in that Cardinal bullpen. That paints the other half for a strike. Pitch count for Brown not high. That last pitch is 18th today. One ball and 2 strikes.
Had better command of that fastball than he's had of his breaker. Sliders popped out of his hand. He's grounded a couple, but we'll see if he tries to take a stab at trying to get him to chase a breaker.
1-2. Ground ball to the left side. Alisea. Elam. Davis. 6-4-3 double play.
It's like you work on them every day in practice. Coach rolls out there and says, we're going to turn double plays. You see a smile on Elam's face, but here it is. Ground ball to change up away. Ground ball to short, 2 hands on the feed. On the pivot. Left foot on the bag. Nice, easy routine. Something you do 15 to 30 times a day if you're a middle infielder.
That is the 3rd twin killing Louisville has turned in this game.
And there was a changeup he went to. If I'm not mistaken, the pitch that Brown threw.
A ball and a strike to Worthley. Top of the order, waiting on deck. Cornhuskers down to their final 4 outs, needing 2 runs at least. 2-1. Dan McDonald noted us that the bullpen this year has had issues getting that first out. But Brown did that when they came into the game of the 6th with runners on. Has held the Cornhuskers scoreless so far. Giving his offense a chance to play comeback, which they have. As the count feels here to Worthley, 3-2.
It's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, 89, 90, 91, but it's got great late life and movement left to right at the end of it.
Up the middle, Alisea charging, firing. Got him. How about the infield defense from the Cardinals in the 8th? We go to the bottom of the inning, 4-2 Louisville. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning, Louisville trailed 2-0, but then able to turn things around. Griffin Crane with a 2-run ground rule double with 2 outs. This put the Cardinals on top. Flipping the score from 2-1 to 3-2. Fast forward to the 7th. And again with 2 outs, Tate Davis. A moonshot to right. That has put the Cardinals on top 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning.
You know what? And I love it because I always grew up in an unusual first name with Ty. Now it's a little more common, but
your name is unusual.
Huh? I'm saying Brant?
That is not a common name.
I don't know about that. Trying to steal my conversation now. But anyway, I'm going with Tag. Tag. I mean, it's got to be. I wonder. I'm just curious if it's short or did his parents come up with it? Because it is unusual. First name. That's where I was going this. And when I first thought, I heard you say it. I said he said Tank, and I was like, no, it's Tag. And it is. But let me tell you what. He's got some tanks in that barrel.
Yeah.
Tag does.
Nugent leads off here for the Cardinals. First pitch, a ground ball to the right side. Scooped up by Sanderson. And Haverhill does a good job, cover the bag. 1 pitch and an out here in the 8th. You know, I've been broadcasting games for a long time. You come across a lot of unusual names. Maybe the most unique I came across once, Budweiser Hawkins III, which means there must have been 2 prior Budweiser Hawkins.
Yeah, that is. I actually kind of wish I would have been okay with that. Well, everybody goes around calling him Bud anyway, so.
One ball, 1 strike to Slanker.
Think about it now from an NIL perspective.
Marketable, yeah.
100%.
Two balls and a strike. How many times when you were coaching, Ty, did you come across your own players and you just couldn't pronounce their name?
Oh, gosh. That was, well, yeah, it did happen. That wasn't as, mine was the spelling of them. I had a harder time with that. I mean, you guys, we don't have enough time. We can get back to this game because we got a good one. But I used to misspell the best player that ever played at Texas State's name often. And Paul Goldschmidt. And as humble as he is, he finally told me after, I think, his sophomore year, I've been misspelling it for 2 years.
Just signed a new deal with the Yankees last week. 2-2. Lasered foul off the bat of Slanker. You look into the crystal ball for the 9th inning, and Nebraska will have the top of the order due. It'll be Moyer, Buck, and Sanderson coming up for the Cornhuskers. 2-2, right down the heart of the plate on the breaker. 2 outs.
Got him looking a little short-ended slider, backdoor slider. Comes back across and catches the edge of the plate. Got him looking.
Here's Byram Haas. First pitch swinging into center. And we go to the ninth. The Cardinals 3 outs away from a win in Arlington. Nebraska looking for a comeback after this on FloCollege. On deck is the nightcap to our triple header. 9th-ranked Auburn, led by head coach Butch Thompson, taking on the K-State Wildcats out of the Big 12. Scheduled start time of 7 o'clock here at Globe Life Field. The Wildcats have been very offensive to start the year. Auburn very talented. Should be a great game coming up tonight. The only SEC and Big 12 teams here respectively is Aaron England. Enters the game now for Louisville. With the Cardinals on top 4-2. The sophomore lefty from Cincinnati has made one appearance this season. Came in the Sunday win over Michigan State. Ending in 2/3 and finished with a strikeout. A year ago in his first season, only 5 appearances. And now he's in to close the door on Nebraska.
Well, he's in it to win it now. I mean, he didn't have a ton of outings a year ago, but you're putting you right in the heat of it, protecting a 2-run lead in the 9th inning. You're staring right at the top of the order.
Moyer, Buck, and Sanderson coming up for the Cornhuskers, who haven't scored since the 5th on the homer hit by Carey. He's due to bat 5th, by the way. 1 ball, no strikes. Moyer has reached a couple of times on a couple of walks. Was also the one that hit into that bases loaded double play in the 2nd. Fastball at 92 for strike 1. England comes in after some great relief from Jack Brown, 2 2/3. No runs given up, only a single hit. That ball drilled towards left, but it's going to shoot foul.
I mean, there's nobody getting loose in the bullpen, so they're flipping him the ball, saying, "Go get him." And it's a left-right-left matchup for the first 3 guys. It gets beyond that, it might get different.
And Moyer able to fight it off and stay alive.
Let's just say this, and I believe it. It shouldn't be what I'm about to say, but it is. The 9th inning is a game in itself. You play 8 innings to get to the 9th inning, and then the 9th inning brings in a whole new emotion and feel to it, and I just think it's a different game.
Up the middle, Alisea. 1 out.
Coliseum makes this play look routine. He had to circle back behind the ball a little bit deeper so he could get a good hop and to ensure he was going to have his right foot underneath him to make a strong throw, and he does.
Nebraska down to its final 2 outs as Jet Buck steps up here. A 1-for-4 day. Only hit came back in the first. We saw a ton of shifts in the first game today between Michigan and Florida State. Not as many in this one. Cardinals are playing this straight.
Yeah, they are now, but they did shift some early in the game. And
swing and a miss.
But you're right, now they're straight up in the middle part of this order. Or, I'm sorry, the top of the order.
So far, England challenging Buck with fastballs. Both times has come up empty. Did he go? No. This is Chris Koski at first base.
He did not. I didn't think he went either. We're going to get another look. No. It was closer than I thought it was.
2 outs.
That was 4 pitches of here. See what you can do with this fastball. 4-seamer in on him. After the fastball before away. Unable to catch up and even try to foul it off.
Nebraska down to his final out as Sanderson steps up. First pitch he takes. Another fastball at 93 for strike 1.
A little adrenaline in there now. He's been 92. That one's 93. Goes extension side with it. Allows you to apply force a little bit longer.
And Nebraska down to his final strike.
I'm guessing fastball again. That's 6 in a row.
Figure another fastball is coming. It misses. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Seven straight heaters thrown by England. Swing and a miss. This ball game is over. England shuts the door on Nebraska, and the Cardinals complete their comeback win, their 3rd straight.
England answers the bell, that's for sure. Got out there from the first pitch on and got after it. Was very aggressive in the strike zone. Was very aggressive with his fastball. And the last 2 hitters, he basically stood up on that mound and said, here it is, do the best you can with it. And he threw the ball right through him.
Louisville playing Nebraska for the first time since 1998. Picks up the win 4-2. A team that trailed 2-zip with the 6th. Got some big hits. Some massive defensive plays. And then the bullpen tie was unbelievable for Louisville today.
It was. Look, the bullpens are going to determine a lot of your future. Your starting pitching, everybody chases. A lot of guys have them. But the reality is, it's that bullpen. Your starter's going to get 5 innings out, on an average. But your bullpen's got to be good. And today, it was good for Louisville.
Cardinals win it 4-2. It's now moving down to the field. Leanza Peroni joined by today's player of the game, Cardinals hitter Griffin Crane.
Took a minute to get things going, and in the bottom of the 6th, you scored 3 to take the lead. What changed offensively in that inning?
We just got to keep going. We had it. We knew we were close. Keep chipping away. Just get the starter guy out. Get to the bullpen. Keep doing our thing.
Great day at the plate for you. 2 for 2, 2 RBI. What was working right?
I just felt like I was seeing the ball pretty well, pretty good. Just trusting what we do every day and come out to the field and compete.
Defensive battle all around in this game. What does a gritty win like this really say about the toughness of this team?
I mean, you could see it the whole game. The pitchers, they did their thing, and we're right behind them on defense. Confident that nobody can beat us when we pitch and defend.
Great win today. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Back to you, Brant.
All right, thank you, Leanza. Louisville winners 4-2 over Nebraska, and tomorrow the Cardinals will take on Michigan before closing out their stay at Globe Life against Auburn. On Sunday, speaking of which time, big game on deck to end the triple-header, Auburn and K-State.
Indeed it is. And look, anytime that night game, the feature game between two really good teams, a K-State team that's very, prideful right now and wants to prove something, and an Auburn team who's historically been really good. So tonight's going to be a lot of fun.
Tyler Denning and Pat Holmes have the call coming up at 7 o'clock here in Arlington. That's going to wrap up our coverage of the Huskers and Cards. Final score, Louisville 4, Nebraska 2. For Ty Harrington and our producer, Philip Hopwood, I'm Brant Freeman saying so long for now. You've been watching the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series on FloCollege.
pickleball TVs